السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه والتابعين وتابعيهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, today it is Tuesday, the 24th of Shawwal, 1446, matching the 22nd of April, 2025. This is session number 47, going through this book, الصلاة مفتاح النجاة, prayer, the key to salvation. And we are still at the section of التحذير من ترك الصلاة والتهاون بها, warning against abandoning prayer and being laxed or neglecting it. So the last thing we did was a quotation from Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah. So I will do it again as they quote Shaykh al-Islam more from his book اختيارات الفقهية by Shaykh al-Islam, the choices, the fiqh choices of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah by the scholar al-Ba'li. So he said there, ومن ترك الصلاة فينبغي الإشاعة عنه بتركها حتى يصلي. The one who abandons the prayers, it should be spread, the news, the information should be spread about him that he is abandoning it up until he prays. ولا ينبغي السلام عليه ولا إجابة دعوته. Answering his, giving him salam should not be done, and his invitation should not be accepted. والمحافظ على الصلاة أقرب إلى الرحمة ممن لم يصلها ولو فعل ما فعل. The one who is observing the prayer, he is closer to the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the one who does not pray it, even if he does what he is doing, does what he does. So the first piece, someone doesn't pray, should be, you should tell the people about him, he doesn't pray, right? Up until he prays. This is part of the, like a deterrent, a punishment for him until he prays, right? Because people don't want others to talk about them. And salam should not be given to him, nor his da'wah, nor his invitation. It should not be. You should not start him with say. That's part of the boycott, right? Boycotting him so that he will, people don't like it. Why you don't give me salam? No, you don't pray. You don't deserve salam because you do not pray. And his invitation should not be accepted. I want to answer your invitation to come to your party, but you are someone who abandons the prayers. I don't want to be in your company. I don't want to answer your invitation. Imagine if this what happens, people will be taking heed. They don't want to be treated like that. And of course, this is, as I mentioned yesterday, that this is done in a society or in a place where this works. It brings the result. But if you don't give him salam and you don't respond to his invitation, right, and it makes it even worse, right? So there is no point. There is no point. You do it when it brings the result. I was saying al-hajr or boycotting has two types. The first type is the one that is used as a punishment and as a deterrent. Right? The second one is the one where you are protecting yourself from the company of evil people so that you will not be negatively affected, negatively impacted. So in the case where you are you are afraid that you will be affected, and you are with them, you used to pray, you are with them, now you start delaying your salah because of the company. They're dragging you to. So those people, you don't go with them, you boycott them to protect yourself. The second type of the boycott is the one where you are using it as a deterrent. And usually this is done from someone where it works, the father to his son, the teacher to his student. you know they will, they don't want to be treated like that, and the society towards the person. But then if those people, they don't care about this, then there is no point in doing this boycott. But if it works, then it should be done. If it doesn't work, then you find another way. You find another way. So, for instance, your son, for instance, he lives with you. He doesn't pray. He doesn't pray. He doesn't. Okay, kick him out. Right? You kick him out. Now he was not praying. Now he doesn't pray, and he got hooked up to drugs now. So what is the point? What are you doing? Right? But if he's staying at home and he is corrupting the other children, right? So either you make him stop or get rid of him. Save the rest. Because now either 4 or 5 will be lost, or just one. If it's just one, weigh your benefits and harms. You have to be wise. And then you use the least measures, then you go to the next. Don't go to the end from the beginning. You use steps until you, inshallah, are able to take care of the situation. But this is what he's saying here. But the point here is now to mention how those people who abandon the prayers, they should be treated. They shouldn't be just normal, they don't pray. Oh, he invited me, go and come. What is this? Why you don't even pray? I don't want to be around you. People don't want to be around someone like that. Message, when it reaches, the people will be affected and impacted positively. And he says here, the one who prays is closer to Allah's mercy than the one who doesn't. Even if that person who prays, he commits, a lot of other sins. And many people, they say, you know what, I don't steal, I don't commit adultery, I don't. But I'm looking after myself. I'm a good person. But you don't pray. You do not pray. The person who prays regularly and commits other sins, whatever they may be, he is better. As long as they are sins, who's still within Islam, right? He's better than you who do not pray. Even if you look okay and you look, subhanallah al-azim. Some people just like that, they say he's a good person, he doesn't pray. What how can it, that's so bad of subhanallah, a sin that someone doesn't pray. It's not easy at all. But people don't give things the importance that the Sharia gives. He said, وَلَا يَجُوزُ تَأْخِيرُ الصَّلَاةِ عَنْ وَقْتِهَا لِغَيْرِ الْجَمْعِ. It is not allowed to delay the prayer from its time for other than combining. So when you combine, you either combine Jam' Salat al-Dhuhr with Salat al-Asr. You either pray at Dhuhr time or you pray Asr time. Yani all the time between Dhuhr and Asr, from Zawal, from the time of Dhuhr, when the sun moves from the middle of the sky, till sunset. That is a time for combining Dhuhr and Asr. And Maghrib and Isha the same. You can combine Maghrib and Isha. Combining cannot be done between Asr and Maghrib and Isha and Fajr. It's only Dhuhr and Asr, they share the time, or Maghrib and Isha, they share the time. That's it. So other than combining, it is not allowed to delay the Salah. It is not allowed to delay the Salah. So if you cannot make it at Asr time, you combine Asr with Dhuhr. If you cannot make it at Dhuhr time, you intend to combine Dhuhr with Asr. Don't say, oh, I will just pray them together whenever I'm. That's not the way. Only when you intend to combine. Otherwise, you pray on time. والمسافر العادم للماء إذا علم أنه يجد الماء بعد الوقت فلا يجوز له التأخير إلى ما بعد الوقت. He said the traveler, مسافر, العادم للماء, who does not have water, إذا علم, if he knows that he will find the water after the time of the Salah is gone, it is not allowed for him to delay the prayer to after the time. So it's Dhuhr time, you are a traveler, you don't have water to make wudu. So you say, when we reach Maghrib, after Maghrib I will get to the other place. There they have water. So after Maghrib, when I reach there, I will pray Dhuhr and Asr. Then I will pray Maghrib. لا, you don't do that. بل يصلي بالتيمم في الوقت بلا نزاع. Rather, he prays with tayammum, dry purification, right? In time or on time, without niza', without discussion between the scholars. They all agree. You don't have the water, don't delay the salah until after the time is gone. La, you pray with tayammum, and the scholars agree on this. وكذلك العاجز عن الركوع والسجود والقراءة. Likewise, the one who is unable to perform ruku', bowing, to perform sujood, prostration, والقراءة, he is unable to recite. إذا علم أنه يمكنه أن يصلي بعد الوقت بإتمام الركوع والسجود والقراءة. If he knew that he is able to pray after the time, after the time is gone, the time of Salah is lost. If he knew that he can pray after the time with perfecting the ruku', perfecting the sujood, perfecting the recitation, he can do it. كان الواجب أن يصلي في الوقت بحسب إمكانه. What is actually obligatory upon him is to pray on time according to his ability. According to his ability. Don't miss out on the time. So it's Dhuhr time. It is Dhuhr time. And you cannot perform ruku' and sujood. Ruku' and sujood, you need to stand and ruku', and you need to, let's say you are in the airplane, traveling in the airplane. There is no space to stand. But you can arrive after the time. Then you can pray standing. Like Dhuhr and Asr now. After you arrive, it's Maghrib. Okay, after I arrive, I will pray standing, perform ruku' and sujood. And la. You pray on time in the airplane, even if you have to sit. Sit, and you don't stand. You do ruku', you do sujood, just by signing or moving your head down, up, like that. And or they put you in the operation room, or right, you cannot move until they finish. So you pray even if you are laying down. They put the machines, whatever, you cannot move, so you pray even if you do with your eyes. Don't miss out on the time. Even he says al-qira'ah. I was thinking, how someone is unable to recite, right? Maybe they are operating on your mouth, or they put something on you, right? You cannot move your tongue. Still you pray on time. You don't say, okay, after later on they will remove this piece and I can recite. La, pray now, even if you cannot recite the normal way. Pray on time, according to your ability. That's what is obligatory. Don't miss the time because and you can't do this or you can't do that. Pray the way you can. If you suppose also, وَلِيَذُ بِاللَّهِ, we ask Allah to protect us. You are in a prison. Not always you have everything. They might tie you down somewhere. You can't stand. You can't. They might put on your mouth. They put something around you. They do it. Those oppressors. You pray whatever, even without wudu, without tayammum and without wudu, if you can't. You pray even without. Don't miss the time. Don't miss the time. This is how important the Salah is. And in areas where people are bombarded, like happening in Gaza, and many things happen to them there. You cannot do this, you cannot do that. Do whatever you can. Don't miss the time. Do not miss the time. And you have the 5 times Salah, the timings, and you have the times of the one who has an excuse, which is Dhuhr and Asr together. So you have from Dhuhr time to sunset for Dhuhr and Asr. Any time in between you combine. And also for Maghrib and Isha, you have the time in between to combine. Right? And Fajr has its time. But you don't pray the prayer of the day, Dhuhr and Asr, you pray them 10 p.m. after sunset, and with Isha, all of them, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. You don't do that. You pray on time. If you can, each Salah on time. If you can't, then the one who's excused, he has the time, Dhuhr and Asr, he can combine. Maghrib and Isha, he can combine. And Fajr has its own time. Right? And if something happened, then you were made to miss the time somehow, then you pray whenever you can. But while you are able, in any way, you pray however you pray. Whatever you cannot do, you are excused. You cannot make wudu, you are excused. Do tayammum. You cannot do tayammum, pray even without. Right? He said, that's from the end of quote from the Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah. وَأَمَّا التَّهَاوُنُ بِصَلَاةِ الْجَمَاعَةِ. As for being laxed or neglecting, being negligent of the congregational prayer, فعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه, it's upon the Abu Hurairah رضي الله عنه, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and they are missing that here. And it should be أنه صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: لقد هممت أن آمر بالصلاة فتقام. I intended to command, I was about to, that to command for the prayer to the iqama be established for it, يعني that someone to call the iqama to start the salah. ثم أخالف إلى منازل قوم لا يشهدون الصلاة. Then I will go to the homes of people who do not attend the prayer. فأحرق عليهم بيوتهم. So I will burn down their homes on them. رواه البخاري, narrated by Bukhari. وفي رواية لمسلم, and one version by Imam Muslim, one narration by Imam Muslim, the wording of it says, إن أثقل صلاة على المنافقين صلاة العشاء وصلاة الفجر. The most burdensome prayer for the hypocrites are the Isha prayer and Fajr prayer. ولو يعلمون ما فيهما لأتوهما ولو حبوا. If they would know what is in them of the reward, that is, what is involved, what kind of reward they will get in them both, لأتوهما ولو حبوا. They will come to them even if they had to crawl. ولقد هممت أن آمر بالصلاة فتقام. And I surely thought of commanding that the prayer, the iqama for the prayer to be called. ثم آمر رجلا فيصلي بالناس. Then I will command a man so he will lead the people in prayer. ثم أنطلق معي برجال معهم حزم. Then I will go with me along with men who have with them حزم, the plural of حزمة, bundles of firewood من حطب, إلى قوم لا يشهدون الصلاة, to a people who do not attend the prayer. فأحرق عليهم بيوتهم بالنار. So I will burn down their homes on them with fire. Right? So Rasulullah ﷺ, he did not do it, but he said he intended, he thought about this. He will have someone lead the salah, call the iqama, lead the salah, someone lead the salah. Then he will go with other men carrying bundles of firewood, and then they will burn down the homes of those who don't come to the congregational prayer. He will burn down their homes on them with fire. And this shows the importance of Salat al-Jama'ah. And he said that it's the most difficult prayer for the hypocrites. Right? So the hypocrites are the ones who do not go and attend the congregational prayer. وقال الإمام الذهبي, الإمام الذهبي عليه رحمة الله, he said, this is in his book الكبائر, famous book. He said, مؤخر الصلاة عن وقتها صاحب كبيرة. The one who delays the prayer from its time, he is someone who committed a major sin. He is a man of a major sin, a person who has committed a major sin. ومن تركها بالكلية كمن زنى وسرق. And the one who left it completely, the prayer, he is like the one who committed adultery and like the one who stole. Imagine someone, he doesn't pray Fajr. He's like someone who committed adultery. He didn't pray Dhuhr. He's like someone who committed adultery or stole. He doesn't pray Asr. Right? Like this. Every prayer is like that. وترك كل صلاة أو تفويتها كبيرة. And leaving every salah or deliberately missing it, تفويت, is a major sin. Imagine, يعني every salah that is left or missed out on is a major sin, كبيرة, major sin. فإن فعل ذلك مرات عديدة فهو من أهل الكبائر إلا أن يتوب. So if he did that مرات, times, عديدة, that are so many times, a number of times he did that, فهو من أهل الكبائر, he is from the people of the major sins, إلا أن يتوب, except if he repents. فإن لازم ترك الصلاة, so if he now adheres to, if he sticks to, he is adamant on abandoning the salah, all the salah completely, not one. فهو من الأخسرين. He is from the أخسرين, the most losing people, losers. الأشقياء, the sad, wretched people. المجرمين, the criminals. So every one time, يعني, of course, people, يعني, they don't imagine this, يعني, that يعني, even Imam Ibn al-Qayyim, he says, worse than killing. ترك الصلاة, worse than all the, subhanallah, it happens 5 times a day, every time is like adultery, like stealing, والعياذ بالله يعني. وقال عبد الحق الإشبيلي, scholar عبد الحق الإشبيلي, he said, this is from his book, he quoted from it before, the book of التهجد. So he said, ذهب جملة من الصحابة رضي الله عنهم وممن بعدهم إلى تكفير تارك الصلاة متعمدا. A group of the companions, جملة, a bulk يعني, a group of the companions, may Allah be pleased with them, they went for the position. ذهب to go, but then here they go for the position يعني. وممن بعدهم, and those who came after them also, a group of those who came after them, تابعين, إلى تكفير تارك الصلاة. They went for the position that the one who leaves the salah, the one who abandons the salah deliberately, متعمدا, they went for the position of takfir, that he is outside of Islam. That this person who abandons the prayer completely, he is someone who is outside of the religion of Islam. He's kafir. والعياذ بالله. فيتركها حتى يخرج جميع وقتها. So he leaves it until all of its time is gone, elapsed. منهم, amongst them, عمر بن الخطاب, عمر رضي الله عنه, ومعاذ بن جبل, and Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, and Ibn Abbas, and Jabir, وأبو الدرداء. وكذلك روي عن علي بن أبي طالب. Likewise, it is narrated from Ali ibn Abi Talib. وهؤلاء من الصحابة رضي الله عنهم. Those are from the companions, may Allah be pleased with them. ومن غيرهم, and from other than them, the التابعون, أتباع التابعون. أحمد بن حنبل, وابن راهويه, وعبد الله بن المبارك, وإبراهيم النخعي. وذهب سائر المسلمين من أهل السنة المحدثين وغيرهم. And the rest of the Muslims from Ahl al-Sunnah, the muhaddithin, people of hadith, and other than them, people of hadith, and other than them, وغيرهم, إلى أن تارك الصلاة متعمدا لا يكفر بتركها. طيب. That the one who abandons the prayer deliberately, he doesn't become a kafir by just abandoning it. وأنه إنما أتى كبيرة من الكبائر, and that he only committed a major sin of the major sins. إذا كان مؤمنا بها مقرا بفرضها. If he was believing in it, if he was believing in the prayer, مقرا بفرضها, affirming that it is an obligation. وتأولوا قول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وقول عمر وقول غيره ممن قال بتكفيره. And they interpreted the statement of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم and the statement of Umar, and other than them, of those who went for the position of saying that the one who leaves the salah is a disbeliever. كما تأولوا قوله صلى الله عليه وسلم, like they interpreted, like they explained the statement of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, or his statement عليه الصلاة والسلام, لا يزني الزاني حين يزني وهو مؤمن, that the adulterer, he wouldn't commit adultery while he is a believer. This hadith is agreed upon, متفق عليه. وغير ذلك مما تأولوه, and other than that of what they explained and interpreted. Interpretation here meaning that they give it a meaning other than disbelief, right? Other than being outside of Islam, right? So like they said about لا يزني الزاني حين يزني وهو مؤمن, someone hears adulterer, he doesn't commit adultery while a believer. Is he a kafir by committing adultery? They say no, right? So they gave it a different meaning than what maybe understood by some, right? That he became a disbeliever. No, he's still within Islam, but we passed by this before. They say Iman comes out from him like a cloud on top of his head. When he stops committing adultery, Iman goes back to him. And so he's a believer, but he is what? A fasiq. He's still within Islam, but he is a fasiq, a wicked person. So like they explained this, they explained the other statements between فَمَنْ تَرَكَهَا فَقَدْ كَفَرْ, the statement of Rasulullah, the one who left it, then he has disbelieved. They also gave it a meaning other than what comes to mind. They have different ways of saying it, but and the statement of Umar, from his statements, لا حظ في الإسلام لمن ترك الصلاة. There is no share in Islam for the one who left the prayer. So they give that an interpretation to say that he is not, doesn't mean he's kafir. It means, right? So, and they have different ways of the way they explained it, and they explained it in light of they got that interpretation in light of other ayat and ahadith, right? And one of the ways they say تركها جاحدا, he left it denying it, and they will use the ayah in Surah Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam. He said إني, this is Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam, إني تركت ملة قوم لا يؤمنون بالله, I surely left, abandoned the religion of a people who do not believe in Allah. Was he upon it for him to leave it? He wasn't. I left the religion, meaning تركتها جاحدا لها, I left it in denial. They denied it, and that's how they. And whether you agree with the interpretation or not, but then this, like in the book عقيدة السلف أصحاب الحديث, Imam Sabun, he mentions this, one of the ways they interpreted it. He said, there's still عبد الحق الإشبيلي عليه رحمة الله, ومن قال بقتل تارك الصلاة من هؤلاء, and those who are of the position that the one who abandons the prayer should be killed from those scholars, فإنما قال يقتل حدا ولا يقتل كفرا. He only said he will be killed as a set punishment, not to be killed as a disbeliever. So the one who's lazy, he doesn't pray, they say he is commanded to pray, otherwise he will be killed. Right? Or they say he is killed as a set punishment, not killed like a murtad, an apostate will be killed. That's how, And even that, there is a discussion in it. Otherwise, if someone is told, pray or we will, the ruler will kill you. Yani, the judge will issue a command and he says, I'm not praying even if you kill me. He cannot be a believer, this one. Right? This one, he cannot be a believer. Kill me, I'm not praying. What is this? And if he believes really that the Salah is a must, he wouldn't be acting like this. But someone who's lazy, you tell him, you're gonna get few. Okay, I'll pray. And that's how a believer who is like lazy. But someone who is like, unless he is someone whose his mind has, he's insane. Yani he's willing to die and not to pray. Usually, even the normal people, he will accept to be treated as a hypocrite and stay alive. But this one who's like, no, maybe he's insane or he's a real disbeliever. He's willing to die and not to pray. والعياذ بالله. But generally, they say, يعني, the person who's lazy, he's killed, as a set punishment, not, as a disbeliever. وإلى هذا ذهب مالك والشافعي وغيرهما. And to this position, Imam Malik went for, Malik and Ash-Shafi'i, and other than them that they went for, and other than them. وفي المسألة كلام أكثر من ذلك. And this issue has kalam, words to be said, that's far much more than this. يعني he's trying to really cut down. يعني Abu Hanifa رحمه الله والمذهب الحنفي, they say he's this person who leaves the Salah, he is jailed and he is commanded to pray and he is beaten until he prays. They don't say he's killed. And this is really, they really make him pray. And the other position is that he is commanded to pray, otherwise he is killed. He is warned, and if he still doesn't, then he is killed. And there is a big discussion on this. There is much more that can be said about that. But anyhow, we don't want to expand. واعلم رحمك الله أن ترك الصلاة وإن لم يكن كفرا كما قال أولئك. You should know, may Allah have mercy on you, that abandoning the prayer, even if it is not disbelief, we don't consider it to be kufr. كما قال أولئك رضوان الله عليهم, as those scholars, they said, may Allah be pleased with them, if it is not, does not take one outside of Islam, even if we say that like they said it, فإنه من أعظم الأسباب الموصلة إلى الكفر الداعية إلى شؤم العاقبة وسوء الخاتمة. Then it is surely abandoning the prayer is from the greatest causes leading to disbelief, calling to the evil end and the evil consequence and the evil end. Right? Unfortunate result, شؤم العاقبة, and evil end, سوء الخاتمة. وأن المتمادي على تركها منكوس القلب. That the one who continues, right, he's ongoing, mutamadi. When someone is doing something and he continues and continues to do it, the one who continues to abandon the prayer, adamant on that, he is mankusul qalb. His heart is reversed, is turned upside down. His heart is like in the hadith, kalkuzi mujakhriya, like a pitcher that is turned upside down. Imagine a cup, for instance, and you put it upside down. You can't keep anything in it. If you pour some water in it, it's gonna. Right? So his heart is very reversed, right? Upside down heart. ضعيف الإيمان واهي الأركان. He is weak in iman, in faith. He is lame, right? In terms of foundations, very weak foundations he has. وربما هجمت عليه منيته وهو كذلك. This person who doesn't pray and continues not to pray, maybe his maniyah, his death, منيته, his death هجمت عليه, may come يعني all of a sudden launch an attack on him وهو كذلك, while he is like that, not praying. فاستفز الشيطان ما بيده من إيمانه. So the shaitan, he will instigate, he will stir up what he has of iman. So he has little iman in his heart, but he doesn't pray. So death comes to him, then the shaitan instigates and stirs up whatever little iman he has within him. What happens to him in the end? وأدخله في جملة أوليائه وإخوانه. He will bring him in, he will enter him into the bulk, the group of his awliya, his allies and his brothers. وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ ثُمَّ نَعُوذُ بِهِ مِنْ ذَلِكَ. And we seek refuge with Allah, we seek refuge with him from that. And that's what he is talking about, su'ul khatima. So, evil end. Yani. He doesn't pray, he doesn't pray, he doesn't pray. Maybe he has some iman, yani. But then he doesn't pray. When death comes to him now, the shaitan comes to him. It's like, you didn't even pray all your life, and what do you care? And he might say يعني, a word of kufr والعياذ بالله while in his death, يعني, about to die, and he says things that take him outside of Islam والعياذ بالله. So even though if we took the position that abandoning the prayer is not kufr, but it is no doubt from the greatest means and causes leading to kufr that may end up making the person having a very bad end. He might disbelieve at the end of his life. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. Even at the time when he is dying, shaitan might pull him towards him and make him from the people who يعني disbelieve. والعياذ بالله تعالى. طيب, so the next subject inshallah is مراتب الناس في الصلاة. Right, and we did this before يعني from الإمام ابن القيم from his book الوابل الصيب. I think when we did the book الخشوع في الصلاة. So he speaks about 5 different levels of people who pray. Right? The one who wronged himself, the one who keeps the time, observes the timings, but no khushu'. The third one who observes, the limits and what, and he's fighting with his enemy, the shaitan, trying to fulfill the khushu'. The fourth one, the one who perfects the rights, and he is striving hard in terms of khushu' so that he doesn't miss anything. That's the fourth one. The fifth one is like the fourth one. So he's doing everything, and he is striving for khushu', but then on top of that, he placed his heart in front of his Lord, looking to his Lord with his heart. Yani achieved ihsan, right? So that we'll do tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته, brothers Mahbub and Wasim and Muhammad. جزاكم الله خيرا وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا بكم. جزاك الله خيرا, brother Muhammad. The first time you are attending, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala benefit all of us from what we hear and make us from a people who listen to a statement and follow the best of it. بارك الله فيكم. تفضل إن شاء الله.